welcome to my channel once again. I think this video is going up on Thursday, which is tomorrow. Okay, so I actually filmed three videos. I actually filmed 3 videos before this one, and I have uploaded the Ipsy bag video, but I don't think I'm going to upload the other 2. I'm just going to refilm them because I had like, this is really stupid, I had like a lot of breakouts that day, and I was okay with it when I sat down to film, but going back to watch the video, I was not very okay with it. So since I am all made up right now, I think I'm just going to go ahead and film those. However, this is going to be one of my first makeup videos to go up after having been gone from YouTube for so long. It feels like it's been so long. It's really only been a month, but it feels like it's been forever. I have not abandoned my YouTube channel. I made a few statements in those videos that kind of let you know what happened. However, I'm not going to repeat those in those videos. I'm just going to repeat that now. And nothing really happened. It was just that I got a little caught up with work and was not having as much downtime as I thought I was having before. And when I did have downtime, I would just spend it at home relaxing. I wasn't really trying to sit down and do videos because it really does take a long time to dress up for a video. But so I just kind of stopped doing them for a while, and I've had it on my mind for the entire month, but I still never had time to sit down and film one. And I finally have a few days off now, so I'm trying to get some knocked out, and this is the first one. So with this video going up on Thursday, and I have already posted one for technically Monday. It was supposed to be Monday's video, but it went up on Tuesday. Anyway, I'm hoping to get back on my regular scheduled regimen of uploads on Mondays and Thursdays. The difference is that I was very disciplined and determined to sit down and film those videos for you in the past. And the last month I've kind of slacked up on it because I have wanted to spend more time with my husband and my family and not so much time sitting in front of the camera. But I'm going to try to get back on that regimen for you guys. I actually really enjoy putting up videos, so I'm going to try to get back on that regimen for myself. And I hope that you continue watching and enjoying, and that's really all I have to say. Today's makeup look is going to be it's going to be my personal go-to smoky eye. I hope that this is something that everyone can kind of relate to, because I feel like everyone wants to know how to do a good smoky eye. I don't know if this is technically considered a smoky eye, but this is my version of a smoky eye since it is a very smoked out look. I usually use a combination of 3 colors ranging from light to medium to dark, and I will put the medium color in the crease with the darker color on the outer corner and lower lash line, and the lighter color will be the base, or I will pat that on top of the lid. And you can create a look like this using this specific method with any range of colors that you choose. It doesn't necessarily have to be nude colors like I chose today. The reason I started wearing this look is because I really like the eyeliner in the waterline, like the black eyeliner in the waterline. I like how it really tightens up the eyes and makes them nice and almond shaped, and I feel like that's a very flattering look on myself. I also find it very flattering on a lot of other people. Once I did my makeup that way at home, I really liked it and wanted to start wearing it out, so that's what I started doing, and that's why it has become my go-to smoky eye, or really go-to date night eye, or go-to going out eye, or dressing up, or anything like that. This has been my favorite in the last couple of months or so. And this is not a way that I used to wear my makeup in the past, simply because I never found the need to. I would always do a eyeliner right below the lash line, and that was about it. So this is a new look for me, and I have really been enjoying it lately, and I hope that you enjoy it too. Hope that you can learn something, and that's all I have to say for the introduction. So we are going to get started with the video. First thing we're going to do today is apply our foundation, which is going to be the Covergirl TruBlend. I don't know what shade this is, light 1. And as you can see, this bottle is almost gone. This makes me very proud, and I'm going to use a little bit more of it today. I'm just going to squirt a couple of good drops, maybe 3, on the back of my hand, and work off of that. I'm going to use the Sigma F84, which is the angled kabuki, not the flat top like I normally use, and that's just because I think I'm steering away from the flat top and more so enjoying a more rounded brush. and this is the only rounded synthetic brush that I have. Sigma makes a round top kabuki, but I think I'm actually going to purchase the one by Morphe instead because I hear so many good things about it, and I want to try it out for myself. So I don't have any primer on my face. I'm just going to go in with foundation. I don't normally use a primer. I find that my foundation lasts a few good hours, and I don't normally I don't use a primer. Next, I'm going to go in with concealer, and to do that, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in the shade Fair Neutral. And then I'm going to blend that out with a Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. I do not own the Beauty Blender. I would like to purchase it, but I have not done that yet. Now that I have my concealer down, I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of my face, or all of my face, because I'm not using any more creams for the rest of this tutorial. I'm just going to put down powder, so I'm going to go ahead and set my face and then move on to my eyebrows. To set my face, I'm going to be using a combination of the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and for the brighter spots of my face, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Coverall pressed powder. I really like this powder because I feel like it's a lot lighter of a powder than all of the ones that I own. And I feel like it actually really does brighten the center of my face, which is what I intend for it to do. So to set, I'm just going to dump some of this Laura Mercier into the cap and pick a little bit of it up at a time with a brush. I'm just going to use this Real Techniques, I think it's a blush brush. Pretty sure, yeah, blush brush. And what I'm going to do is set the outer part of my face, and then I'm going to go in with this brightening powder to set the brighter spots of the face where I want it to remain brighter. I'm going to be working in a smaller area. I'm just going to use this contour brush by Royal and Langnickel, I think is the name, to put that powder on under the eyes. And I'm not swiping, I'm actually just patting this in to begin with, and then I'll go back and swipe it later. A lot of brightness in my camera because when I sit down it gets really dark over here for some reason, and I wanted to take that out just now just so that you could see what this makeup actually looks like. So if it suddenly looks darker, that's why, and I apologize if that's weird, but that's what just happened. Now that I've set my face, I'm actually just going to move on to my eyebrows. And to do the brows, I'm going to do the same thing that I always do, which is use the Anastasia Dipbrow Pomade in the shade Blonde. And I just use an angled brush. This is the one by e.l.f. to apply it. And I just follow the shape of the brow that I already have. I do not shape my brow. I just pack color onto it. Specifically because the shape is not what bothers me. It's the fact that they're so blonde, they disappear on my face. So I like to just apply a little bit of color to them instead of shaping them, because I'm actually not very good at shaping them. And because I don't lose color on my brows throughout the day, and if they move, if one of the hairs move, it's not going to change the way my brows look, I actually don't use a brow gel or anything like that to hold them down. But I do like to take a little comb and brush through them because I feel like that picks up all of the loose makeup if there's any like crumbs in there, and I feel like it also smooths the color out and blends it a little bit. So for the eyes, I'm just going to use this Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. This was actually a Christmas gift a few years ago and I don't use it very much, and I saw it sitting there and I thought that would be a great simple way to do the eyes today. So I'm gonna focus on these three top colors here. The shades are Heaven, Cashmere Bunny, and Sexspresso. And you do not have to worry if you don't have this palette. Just pick out 3 nude shades that you like. You want to have a really nude one and then just a couple of brown ones. So the first thing I'm going to do is pack on some of this color in the shade Heaven onto the eyelid and all over the eye, just to kind of have a base and to set the concealer that I applied to the back of the eyelids earlier. And to do that, I like this big round fluffy brush. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. It is not an eye brush, but it works very well to cover the entire lid, so that's why I actually prefer to use that brush. Even for the crease as well sometimes, because it gets in there very well. It's almost like it gets in the crease and blends at the same time, and it does all of the work for you. In my opinion, and that is a very amateur opinion because I don't do a lot of crazy eye makeup looks, but that does seem to help me. To demonstrate what I just explained to you, I am going to use the concealer brush to do the crease color. For the crease color, I'm going to use this top center shade, Cashmere Bunny. I just take as much color as I desire on the center of the brush. And I usually start off with maybe a medium amount because I don't want to continue to pack on color. I want to get the color on in like the first time and be done. But I start off with a medium amount so that I don't have too little or too much, and then I build up if I need to. So this is actually probably a light amount, but to me it's medium. And I'm going to place that in the crease. I'm going to try to hold the brush so that it's on the lid and not so much in the crease. And I feel like that is what, because the brush is so big, it just places it in the crease anyway. And I feel like that helps a lot with blending. Keeps me from having to do a lot of the work, it feels like. And I'm going in with more color. I'm actually going to pack this on the outer corner and then blend in. And then do a little circular motion out here to create the smoke. And I want a pretty deep eye color, so I'm going to go in with a 3rd layer of this color. Again, packing on the outer corner and blending in. Circular motion. Windshield wiper. Perfect. Now we are going to take a slightly more precise brush for the outer corner because we want to place some depth in the outer corner, but we don't want to put as much color down as we did just now, so we need a more precise brush. But I think I'm actually going to use this Bogacci's brush. I don't know what this is, but it's a goat hair brush, and I actually have been enjoying using it lately, but I usually use it for a crease color. Since we use such a large brush for our crease today, it's a lot smaller than the one I just used, and I'm going to try to use it for the outer corner. If you're going to use a bigger brush, you just have to be more careful. Sometimes a brush that is too precise for me doesn't create enough of a smoky eye for me either. So I kind of have to pick my brush based on what eye look I'm going for. So since this is smoky, the fluffier brush is alright. I'm going to just barely dip it in Sexspresso. And not going to go too heavy-handed with this because I do not want too much color. And we're going to start off with a little bit and just build up color as we see fit. So again, packing this on the very outer corner, and I'm going to try to empty this entire brush right there so that I don't have to bring too much of it in. . 'Cause going to get too crazy with precise placement because the most important thing for me is the smoked out lash line at the bottom. So I just need a little bit of color up here so that my bottom lash line matches the top. I am going to go in with a second buildup of color and just place that again on the outer corner. And just blending it on this outer corner, staying down here. Circular motions and windshield wiper. Bringing it in just a hair. And I'm going to take I think this is kind of like a shader brush, and try to pack on some of that lighter color onto the center of the lid, just to brighten it. This is going to pretty much complete the top of the eye. Like I said, I'm not going to try to make it perfect. I just need color up there. And now we're going to go in on the bottom lash line. This is the e.l.f. Professional Eyeshadow Brush. This is the softest, most precise brush that I have. So I'm going to take a little bit of Sexspresso just on the corner of the brush, and I'm going to start doing the lash line. I'm going to use the darkest color first and then maybe blend that out with the middle brown color that I showed you. The goal here is to, since you have so much smoked out color on the corner, you want to make the lash line meet that. So I don't want to bring my lower lash line color in too far. I want it to kind of meet out there so that it has more shape to it, and then start. Now that this brush is empty, I just swiped it off on the back of my hand. I'm going to go in with this middle color, and I'm going to sort of use it to blend out the lower lash line so that it's not such a stark comparison between the light concealer and the dark under eye. And I'm going to try to just blend out the bottom of that so that, and it does help it create more of a smoky look. Okay, my next step is to pack on a ton of mascara because you want your lashes to be as black as the corners of your eyes, or just black period in my opinion. So I'm going to use the Maybelline Colossal Volume Mascara. I think I'm getting pretty low on this. I'm trying to use it up, but I'm going to pack on as much as I can. I already have some leftover on there from like yesterday, but I'm going to recoat them and then just try to pack on as much color as possible. Okay, I went ahead and completed the second eye and added mascara to both of them. As much mascara as I could pack on at the moment. And the last and final and my favorite step of this look is to apply the waterline liner. So for that, I like to use the e.l.f. cream eyeliner in the shade Black. And I feel like this really creates a nice almond shaped eye, which is, I think, my favorite. It's definitely my favorite look on myself, and I find that it's usually my favorite look when I look through Instagram pictures as well. So lately I've been using the Wet n Wild small angled brush. I use the e.l.f. angled brush for my brows, and I usually don't clean these very often, so I usually use the e.l.f. brush for my brows pretty much every day, and then every day I've been using the Wet n Wild small angled brush for my waterline. However, today I'm going to be using the Luxie brush because I just got it in my Ipsy bag, and that video is already up if you're interested in looking at it, but I did get this to my Ipsy bag. It's the Luxie 215 small angle. I think it's just angle, not angled, and we're going to use that to apply it today. This eyeliner goes on so well. It dries immediately, and it doesn't last all day. It doesn't really last very long at all. It actually comes out of the corners of the eye and maybe the inner corner of the eye and stays in the middle the longest. Then it eventually comes out of the middle as well, and probably really only lasts 3 hours, but it is the longest lasting eyeliner I've ever been able to get into my waterline. If I can get an eyeliner to show up in my waterline at all, it will usually only last a few seconds, and after a few blinks it's gone. But I find that this is very easy to apply. It doesn't make my eyes water when I use this method, and it lasts a lot longer than the other eyeliners I've tried. And I've ordered some ColourPop cream gel eyeshadows, eyeliners to try and see if those last a little bit longer. I don't think I'm liking that brush. I'm gonna go back to my Wet n Wild. Okay, that's gonna complete the eye look. So I'm gonna finish out the rest of this look, and that is only going to include bronzer, blush, and highlight. Okay, so for blush, for bronzer, we're going to use the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. This is a brand new product for me, and this is gonna be the first time that I'm gonna use it. I've swatched it, and it's not as dark as I want it to be, but I think if I build it up, I can use it pretty well. So I'm going to use the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush because it's nice and round, and I feel like it gets in there pretty good. I'm just going to like pack this on because it's not a very dark color. It's in the shade Light, so I don't think it's going to be too harsh. And I'm just going to do circular motions to try to bronze. I feel like I cannot make circular motions with my right hand on the left side of my face. So I just swipe. Well, that's probably incorrect, but that's the way it gets on my things. To finish this bronzed look, hope that's not too streaky, we're gonna go up here. I feel like that always goes on my forehead perfectly. And for blush, I wanted to show you guys this huge palette. Okay, so this is a palette that I got from some store called Universal Beauty. And I think this is by the brand Kleancolor, Clean spelled with a K. And this is a blush palette. It has 10 pans in it. These are rather large pans, if you cannot tell. And this has, I think, a huge collection of colors inside. So you have your lighter shades and your darker shades, and I feel like this is a great all year round palette. Obviously you have some great summer shades, and then to me, like these last three, even possibly that one, would make some really great fall winter shades. And they look very summery and springy, and then of course these look like fall shades, and I just really love this palette. I've only used one color on my cheek, and I think it was probably the same one I'm going to use today, which will be this one. And they don't have a whole lot of pigment on the back of your hand when you swatch them. Some of them do, but some of them don't. However, when I did apply this to my face not long ago, it did the job. So I did really like it, and the best thing about this was it was only $5.99. You don't get this much product for $5.99 anyway, so to get some pretty decent quality was a great deal. So I wanted to let you guys know that because I'm so excited about it. I actually bought an eyeshadow palette as well for $4.99 I think, and it had 23 colors in it. And I haven't really used it, so I can't say that all the colors in it are amazing, but the colors that I swatched are pretty, and it just looked like a really nice warm colored palette. It had some oranges, reds, and it looked like it had a lot of warm browns in it, so I was really excited about that. However, I don't have that to show you today, but I'm going to, let's see. I actually want to use this color, so that's what I'm going to attempt to do, and hopefully I don't get too much darkness on my face. And I'm going to use the e.l.f. blending brush as well. Wait, no I'm not. I'm going to use the stippling brush. I don't know if you can tell, but I feel like I have a lot more color on this cheek than on this cheek, but we're just going to leave it that way because who really cares? However, I do like the subtle amount on this cheek better than this bright one. And the last thing we're going to do is highlight. And for highlight, we're going to use Jaclyn Hill's Prosecco Pop because I've been watching her videos lately and she's been using that color a lot, and now I want to use it as well. Anyways, I'm just going to use this e.l.f. stippling brush and pack on some color there. Okay, and for lipstick, I'm going to be using a brand new shade in my collection, and that's going to be a nude creamy matte color by Maybelline. It's in the shade Stormy Sahara, and I've never applied it to my lips. I've only applied it to the back of my hand, so we're going to see if it actually matches my skin tone. I like the lipstick for what I'm trying to do today. However, the reason I purchased it was to have a nice natural looking lip color that I could apply when I'm not wearing makeup. So it looks good with makeup. I don't know if it will continue to look good with no makeup on. Okay guys, that is going to complete today's makeup look. This is my go-to smoky eye. This is what I've been doing when I want to get dressed up and go out at night. And I really love the black liner in the waterline look. So I usually create a nice smoky eye to go along with it, and this is my go-to look for getting dressed up and going out. Hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something, if you could very possibly learn anything from this video. And I thank all of you guys so much for watching. Please come back for another video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!